this week with the SMMA. My name is Felix Hartmann, and I am a multifaceted person. I'm an entrepreneur. Some of you might have seen me in previous videos and ties programs, the SMMA, the traveling CEO, the personal trainer. And, I've been involved in various startups over my past years, from crowdfunding, where I was the CEO of Fundus.com, which is currently in the acquisition process. I've been an active trader for over 5 years now. I'm a fiction writer, and I've done many things across the spectrum. But what I'm here today is to teach you a little bit about how I launched a new product in less than 30 days from idea to profit, that has since hit 5 figures, and how you can use a lot of the strategies that I used in the social media marketing aspect to, help either, launch your own product, or since a lot of you run digital agencies, how you can use that information to, help your clients help with product launches. Because when we talk about product launches, it's not just info products, but much rather, for example, maybe they open a new store, maybe they offer a new service, or perhaps, if you work with a doctor, perhaps they want to buy this big new machine that offers a new kind of treatment that you can help them make pre-sales to justify that investment. Or perhaps, it's an actual physical product that you can help them launch. In general, when it comes to marketing, product launches are really everything, because there's so few people, there's so many people that don't get them and that do them incorrectly. So you mastering that craft of doing a proper product launch will really allow you to, stand out from the crowd and really help your clients make big bang for the buck. Plus, generally, people are much more willing to spend more money on proper product launch marketing than they are willing to spend on just any given month marketing, because they put so much focus on the product launch. And again, a little bit about me in terms of my experience with product launches. So one of my first experiences with product launches was back in 2016 when I launched my by now best-selling fiction novel. So, I was a no-name author first time, and I launched my book. And just with doing my own marketing, using my strategies, I was able to hit not just the Amazon bestseller list, which nowadays a couple people do, but I stayed on there for 3 months. So I was a legitimate best-selling author. Next up, I was the CEO of a crowdfunding website, and literally every single week I would help product launches, and we've raised over hundreds of thousands of dollars in my time there. So I was able to help things ranging from apparel to tech to music, help them create these campaigns that go viral, or at least help them raise 5, 4, 6 figures. So that's a lot of my background. And now what we talk about in today's video is a little bit of the case study of how I created Crypto Academy. It's a new program I created that teaches you how to successfully and profitably trade cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and so on. And how I, first of all, created that program, marketed it, and turned it now into a 5-figure business. So let's go back to the start. Where do you begin? Because I've gotten a lot of questions already before the talk went live about, is it possible to do in 30 days? How much money did I have to spend, and so on. So straight up, everything happened in 30 days. There was, within 30 days I was launched. Within 30 days I've made a couple $1,000s. So yes, it is possible to do this in 30 days. In terms of your expenses, I think I probably spent less than $500 in total in those first 30 days. Now that excludes equipment, because I did own professional camera and all that kind of stuff, but you can bootstrap that. But I probably only spent a couple $100s in ads. The software, you can probably get a 28 free day trial, so you can literally get the first 30 days free, and then if it doesn't work out, you can quit or cancel. But if it works out, by now it's paid for years of that software. So the expenses are very, very limited. But what's most important is the first phase of the product launch that most people skip. In fact, most people skip probably the first 2 or 3 phases of the marketing phase. And the first one is really to create a product or service that people actually want or need. So when it came to Crypto Academy, I never had the intention of creating a program that teaches people how to trade. In fact, because I'm pretty active on Instagram, I think they put the handle there, Felix_Hartmann. I was always showing my trades, because I made a ton of money with my trading, because I've been doing it for a couple of years. And people would actually hit me up and say, hey, can you teach me? And generally I would turn them away or literally send them to other people because I'm like, I can't make as much money with teaching as I make with trading. But once I noticed, like, damn, this crypto thing is taking off and I've been getting like 50 DMs, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to turn these 50 DMs into leads and let's consider it. So before I ever started this, I first had interest. So that's an important thing for you to realize. So if you want to start your own program, first test the waters. See if there's people interested in joining your program. And let's see, one second. Yeah. So first check it to see if there's people that want to join your program. And you can do that by either just like, the best way to do it is by practicing what you preach. So more than likely, if you really have some amazing results, people will come to you. If they don't, that might be an issue, or maybe you're not that good at communicating. So just as an example, like if you're super fit, I'm sure there's a lot of people that will hit you up about, hey, can you give me some advice about dieting? Can you give me some advice about, the proper lifts? Same thing goes to trading. I make a bunch of money with trading. I always show on my Instagram when I do some killer day trades, and then they ask me, man, how can I learn how to do this? So the first phase, be it for you or for your clients, is make sure that people actually want that product or service. And you can do that with surveys. You can do that by simply talking about like, hey, I'm going to start doing X. And then you will see how do people respond. Maybe they comment on your Facebook post. Maybe they reply to your stories. But the bottom line is, before you really go into the creation phase, you want to have at least a good amount of leads. So I don't know how much you're going to charge for them. If it's small price, you need to have more. If it's going to be big price, it's fine if you have less. So for example, I didn't really get started with Crypto Academy until I had about 100 leads. And those weren't leads I really worked for. It's more like people hitting me up in the DM saying, hey, can you teach me how to do this? So that is key. Where can you get those leads? I would just say, look, if you really want to start a program, or one of your clients is opening a new store or something, post it on all the different social medias, and then just let the comments flow in. If nobody really cares, then maybe that's the message that, look, we don't need to offer this new service. So let's just take an example. Okay, let's say you work for a dentist. You do social media marketing for a dentistry, and they want to offer, buy this new machine that can do like super cool teeth whitening. And you can make social media posts about that. Hey, we're going to acquire this new machine coming, let's say November or mid-October. And then you will see in the comments, like, more than likely, people will say, like, oh, like they'll tag their friends and they see, oh, I need this, or this is so cool, or maybe that's how much is it going to cost. So it's all about spreading the message way before you launch so people know about it. And then you see what their reactions are. So phase one is figuring out what kind of product or service people actually want or need. And you might have heard this before, so we'll just keep moving. But don't ever skip this step. Now, the second step, and what's important about phase one, is you always offer an opt-in at this stage already. So even if you have nothing, at least have some kind of landing page where people can sign up and give you their emails. So that's key. Phase two is the creation part. Again, the mistake a lot of people make is they do this phase in silence and in quiet without telling a soul about it. So when it comes to the creation phase, you want to include the world as much as possible in it. So when I was filming my Crypto Academy videos, I spent I did this over a week, more than likely, maybe 9 days. I was just hitting the studio every single day, recording a lot, editing a lot. But every time I came across like a gold nugget, like something that was just really cool, and I thought that could benefit, where people could benefit from, they could see value in it. I would just take a quick shot of it, maybe like 15 seconds on Snapchat. You can post, I think, up to a minute by now. 6 videos with 10 seconds, and I'll just share this, and people would see it, they'd be intrigued, and they want to learn more about it. And so instead of me just waiting to launch, they'd be like, hey, buy my course, buy my course. Now they've already been seeing my stuff for, let's say, a span of 2 weeks, where I share with them some of the best stuff I have, and they learn from it, and like, hey, man, it seems like this guy knows what he's talking about. I want to learn more. And to really capitalize on that, you also want to have your first real opt-in where you can provide them something for free. And again, this might be that's something more common. We'll get to the more advanced stuff in a second, but So for example, with me, Crypto Academy, I created a Bitcoin 101 ebook. You know this stuff, you know? So people can go, so people seem interested, they watch my little snaps. I say, awesome, hey, how about you check this out? It's free on me, check it out, get the emails. So now we're in like week 2 only. We're only in week 2 by this point, and I've already accumulated hundreds of opt-ins, of emails of people that are interested. At no point so far have I sold anything, or no point am I pushing anything yet. It's really just like, hey, I'm this guy that knows a ton about this stuff, and I want to share as much as possible with you. And again, big point here is practice what you preach. So it's not just me saying, hey, buy my course, much rather I keep trading. I keep showing my trading results, because that's what attracts people in the long run. So whatever it is that you or the business you represent are doing, always, don't just talk the talk, show them that you walk the walk. That's major. Now, the next phase, once the product is done, once you've had your opt-ins, obviously is the launch phase. Now, most people skip straight to this point. They don't tell a soul about it. They just say, boom, we're launching. Hey, go buy my stuff. Now, the problem is, because you skipped all these steps we previously talked about, there's no trust, there's no confidence, because they don't know, like, hey, why should Felix know about crypto? But because I've done the work ahead of time, they know that, hey, he has trading results, like I've seen his profits. They know, wow, he's dropped some real knowledge in these videos. If I learned this much from, let's say, like 5 minutes worth of videos, I wonder what I can learn from 12 hours worth of videos. And so when we get to the launch point, what's important is that, so, okay, let's just go step by step. So you launch, you announce it on all your social media, right? At this point, you don't, I personally at least, didn't spend any money on ads, on like direct ads for traffic. The only money I spent on ads was for retargeting. So I was showing ads to the people that over the past 2 weeks already visited my website. So this way, you're only really wasting, or it's not wasting because it's investment, you're only spending money on showing ads to people that are already interested about. And you guys might know the different studies that say you need to see an offer, like 12 to 21 times to really buy it. So having these ads helps, because maybe they only watch my stories 3 times, but because they'll see the ad 7 times, it's always on their mind. And at some point they're like, damn it, I always meant to get in, now I have to get in. And the funny thing is, some friends or followers of mine, they've told me, hey, they saw my ads on Forbes, they saw my ads on Tinder. Like, it's just everywhere. That's the beauty of retargeting. So retargeting ads is a key. And that also allows you to really minimize the amount of ad spend you need to have. You can do a lot of great retargeting with just $100. And if you price your product at $100 or more, it's cost-free, essentially. Next up, what's really important is to utilize social proof. And people really underestimate the power of social proof. So the second your first customer buys, you announce it on social media. So something you might notice if you follow me is maybe every 2 or 3 days, I will announce all the new students I have. This way, people are always like, damn, now all these students are joining. And the funny thing is the students enjoy it. They love the shout out. So it's win-win, so A, the students are happy, but more importantly, people see like, wow, the business is booming, as you say. All these people are joining. If this applies to a real store, take pictures. If it's launch day and the house is packed, take some pictures for social media so people know like, hey, this is like a cool place to be. This, like, if it's a restaurant, restaurants popping, people need to go there. So it's all about, part of it is engineering that image. But what's more important, what people skip on, is if the image is actually there, like if there's actually a ton of people joining the course, or if there's a ton of people in the restaurant, then show it. Like, they're already there. Like, leverage what you have. Because you'd be surprised. People are so easy to, like, if they're on the fence, all they need to know is that, like, look, there's other people that trust the process. There's other people that are there. And then, that pushes them that little inch they needed to go over. Next up, what has been crazy effective is the simple art of following up. So most people get super, super impersonal, and let's say, for example, you have your 200 leads, maybe you only have 100 leads. And the fewer you have, the less of an excuse you have not to follow up. Because let's say you only have 50 leads. If I were you, I would just blast out an email, but much rather email all of them personally. Or even better, what I've done, if maybe one of you are watching this and this applies to you, but what I've done over the past is when people apply to my demo course, meaning I do offer a free 7-day course, so it's like, it's a demo of the real course so people can get a feel of what the teaching's like. And the students that do well in the course, the ones that finish the course, I follow up with them personally. I will DM them on Instagram and hit them up and see like, hey, how do you like the course? Do you have any feedback for me? Do you have any questions? And also, I really want you in the full course. I think you could be really successful if you take this further. So it's all about the follow-up, because I would say a solid 50 to 70% of the people I closed came from personal follow-up. Because so many times, and I'm sure you know this from yourself, you're like so convinced, like, yes, you want to do something, but you just need to push, or you're like, it's not a priority yet. You have so many things that are busy, you need a reason why you need to do it right now. And that's where follow-up comes in, but also another strategy which is super, super powerful, which you might not have learned else places yet, it's what I call the reverse discount. Now, I hate discounting because I think it cheapens what you have. Because look, if you have such a great product, why need to discount it? So instead of discounting, I use what's called the reverse discount. So ever since launch, I've been increasing the price of my product, of my course, by $50 every single Friday. Essentially what this creates, it creates more FOMO, and it's kind of like a relaunch every single week, because every single week, people are like, damn it, I don't want to miss out on discount, or it goes back up again. So I've had people join at $250. I had people join in at $500. It's been going up ever since. So using a reverse discount really allows you to keep providing a reason why they need to get in right now, without selling yourself short by giving away stuff for way too cheap, and you stay true to your word. Because look, if every single week I'm like, hey, 40% off, 30% off, 50% off, then people are like, well, I know there's going to be a discount tomorrow. I know there's going to be a discount next week. So, who cares? Like, for example, Macy's, like, they have sales every single day. So, like, it doesn't mean anything, because if I miss out on today's sales, I know there's going to be sales tomorrow. Now, with the reverse discount, it's quite the opposite. Today is the best price you'll ever have. It's never going to come back down here. It's kind of like, and the idea came to me basically from literal cryptos like Bitcoin. People are so hyped to get in because they know, like, look, 10 years ago it was like 60 cents. Now it's $5,000, or at this point right now it's like $4,000. And you always know, like, it's never going to come back down there, so I better get in now. You can recreate this, I guess, equity trader mentality for product sale by simply doing the reverse discount, by saying, look, this every week or every month or every quarter, prices go up permanently and they will never go back down again. So, people that really want it, that's going to be reason enough for them to say, you know what, no more bullshitting, I'm going to get in right now. So, that's key. Again, social proof, reverse discount. Still, practice what you preach. I think this, look, I could talk so much about selling my course, be like, yo, buy my course, this and that and that. The easiest thing to do is show the results. Show the results you want. So I can show the trading profits. I can travel the world. I just got back from a month in Europe. I just show what I'm doing. And people, it resonates with people. If you work for a dentist, for example, show the difference of like before and after picture of their teeth. Somebody that has really ugly teeth and always thought about getting nicer teeth, they'll be like, this works. I should probably do it. And you know what? In 2 weeks, the price are going to go up forever, so I better do this now. So you just stack these reasons. You stack social proof, reverse discounts, practicing what you preach all on top of each other, and it will basically sell itself. Now, because I said I did minimal ad budgets, obviously traffic needs to come from somewhere. So here are some ideas that you can use for that. It's obviously, you guys know Instagram, you guys know Twitter. I actually did the Twitter video for this course. Little update on the Twitter video. This is also a big nugget. when you use Twitter automation, because I know people are into automation since I get just stupid amounts of DMs every single day from bots. It's annoying. Don't automate the way you do, because everyone automates incorrectly. I think I've been one of the few people that know how to automate properly. So when you automate on Twitter, I hope you don't automate on Instagram because it's annoying. But when it comes to DMs, don't automate saying, hey, we are this new restaurant, come join us, or follow me on Instagram, follow me on Snapchat. Like, every single person that automates, from what I've seen, is always opening with an ask. It's always like, do this for me. Like, I want you to follow me. I want you to buy this. I want you to download this. Here's my free guide. It's just too over the top. And the problem is, when I go on my Twitter and I scroll over the DMs, I can immediately see who's a bot and who's real. So what's the goal? The goal is to automate in a way where you seem like a real person. All right? So what does a real person do? A real person doesn't send you 2 paragraphs of info telling you to buy shit. Instead, what a real person does is they talk to you, they engage. So what I've done with Crypto Academy when I automate is, every single time somebody follows me, let me just check real quick, I forgot the message, but every single time somebody follows me, you guys can follow me right now and you see it. It's Crypto Academy US on all social media. But there we go. So every time somebody follows me, it says, hey there, want to learn how to trade cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, question mark. That's it. Just one line. And the interesting thing is, you see, I don't know if it's visible, but it says, one goes like, what is that? And now the guy says, yes, like, yes, please. Can you send me more info? You know, yes, like, so I get a lot of responses. If you did any other, like, if I did like, hey, I created this brand new course on cryptocurrencies, you should buy it now, here's the discount code, blah, 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 I'd get 0 responses, you know, because it's way too over the top. You want to be, you know, you want to be simple. Let them, like, basically you put a door in front of them, make it look friendly, they open it, and once they open it, you can engage. And it's going to be super simple. You just be a real person from that point on, because all you care about with the automation is opening the people that are genuinely interested. So that's a gold nugget right there. So definitely Twitter is still alive, as I preached in the video in the SMMA. But more importantly, if you use automation, use it in a way where you still look like a real human being, because that's the only way you'll be able to get results from it. Yeah, so that's one way you can get leads. But beyond that, I think a few platforms that are very underutilized are platforms like Quora, Medium, LinkedIn, especially for professionals. So if you represent, and like, you know, the guys that can pay you a lot of money, like if you represent a law firm, if you represent, you know, maybe some special surgeon where people would come from far to, you know, to pay a lot of money to do treatment, then these platforms are gold, because that's where they can show their expertise. Like on Quora, you literally just go on there and you search for, you know, questions people ask. So me personally, like some days I just like spend a couple hours in Quora, I answer every single question I can about cryptocurrencies, about trading, and I just show off all I got, you know? So people realize, man, this guy knows what he's talking about. He's mad smart, he knows how to analyze these things, and Quora, it's allowed to plug. So I always provide value, and then at the bottom I have a short bio with a link to my free guide, to my free program. And if you really want to get a head start, here's the real program. So this way, it's free traffic. And Quora and Medium, especially Quora, has mad views. So, you know, like if you write one good article, you get like 2,000 views, even if nobody follows you. It's got great SEO. And the good thing is, you know, if you get lucky over time, maybe your article is so good that it becomes like an early search result on Google. So maybe somebody looks up, it's like, you know, if it's about a law firm, how you deal with a certain legal scenario, your law firm will always pop up first. And this is literally leads and clients for eternity, as long as Google keeps you up there. So these are all strategies of how you can do this with a minimal budget without you having to just, like, you know, spend money on ads right and left and have no results. So I'm going to refresh right now and see some of the questions you guys have been asking, and get back to you, because I see there's a ton. Awesome. Alrighty. So I'm going to go to the questions now. And if you have any questions, shoot them in right now if you're still on the live call, and we'll cover it. So what steps do I have to take to progress like you did in 30 days? It seems this is the content. Let's see. Yeah, so I think I pretty much explained it. One of the big, one of the main hurdles to do this in 30 days is your own hustle. So if we break this down into days, phase 1, figuring out if this is a product somebody needs, day 1. If you want to push it, day 1 and day 2. There's no reason why you need more than 2 or 3 days. All right, so we got 27 days left. Creation, you can knock this out, I would say, in 7 to 14 days, right? And what's important is during the creation phase, you also do your pre-marketing. So now we got 14 days plus 3 days, 17 days. You still got roughly 2 weeks left for your launch. So you can make so many sales in 2 weeks. In 30 days I did 5 figures, but in 48 hours I did over 1,000. So you can have such an easy time. The problem is why most people have such struggles with this whole X amount of money in 30 days is either because they never follow through, they watch the program, they read the book or whatever, but they don't actually follow the action steps. They don't create something they can sell. Step 2 is, the second issue is that people don't follow the pre-marketing process. So people do everything in silence, and then they're like, hey, I'm offering social media marketing services, hire me please. Or I created this new product, please buy it, But you wasted your first 2 weeks, well, that first window where you could just resonate with people, where you could build confidence, build trust, show people that you know what you're talking about. And the good thing is, people first want to see value before you ask. So if you come right out of the door asking for stuff, it's not going to work out as well as if you would take the time first during your creation process to just show what you're doing. Show them that you practice what you preach. Show them that you know what you're talking about and you're there to provide value. And what's also important is that even if somebody's not willing to buy your program, or if somebody's not willing to use your service, still be friendly and offer them as much value as possible. Because more often than not, they're just on the fence, and if you just provide them that value, at some point they'll be like, look, man, if this guy provides me so much value for free, I wonder how much I could benefit if I really do the full thing. So I really recommend, being as helpful as possible on social media as you can. Let's see, how much money do you really need for a successful start in an online business? Literally nothing. Maybe this is, I'm sorry if like 500 is not nothing to you, but you can start with very little. If you really want to bootstrap it, so for example, all the graphics I just did on Canva. It's a really simple platform where you can just drag and drop stuff and it looks pretty much professional. So you don't need to hire a graphic designer. Nowadays with WordPress, you don't need to hire a website designer. So ideally, you should outsource some stuff to make your life easier. But if time is the asset you have and money isn't, then you can do things yourself. You can use WordPress to create your own website. You can use Canva to create your own graphics. It's so easy nowadays to start an online business. The domain cryptoacademy.us cost me $10. So there's very little cost, and if you use social media smartly, like I said, like the core, like the medium, like Twitter, Instagram, then you don't need to pay for ads as much, maybe not even at all. And once you make your first sale, then use some of these profits to scale, to use those profits for ads that can allow you to make the next 200 or the next 400. But the main thing is people need to get off their butt and do it. Because look, I could have said, oh, creating an online program, that's going to be so much work. I'm just going to do it next month, or I'm going to do it in 2018. Yeah, I think in 2018 I'll be ready. Look, that's bullshit. I noticed that there's hundreds of people in my DMs wanting me to teach them this stuff. So I figured, look, I'm really busy, dude. I can't do this full time, but let me just knock this out in as fast as possible. 1 month, boom, 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 create a killer course. People love it. My first students have made thousands and thousands of dollars using the strategies. So, created, done, and now profiting for months and months to come. I'm still keeping really active, but still, the academy probably only costs me 2 hours a day where I engage with them in the online community and stuff like that. But you can really create it. And the main hurdle people have is that they either don't get started or don't finish, because there aren't that many people that have solid quality online programs. Most people say they want to, but then they stop too early. Let's see. What question? What common misconceptions do people have about starting new businesses that you can debunk? Oh, I mean, that's a very broad question, because when we talk about businesses, so I come, this is my first online business in that sense. I come up from the traditional startup world, like, where you raise millions of dollars from VCs, and, you build products where you don't make money for probably 2 years, and then it's more about the scale and the value and having a big community. But so it's different. Those worlds are super, super different. I would say the common misconception that people have about business. Tough. Well, honestly, I would say is that you need all these things. That's the main thing. They think you need to have all this experience. They think you need to have all these resources, or you think you need to have this degree or that. I see this every single day from my friends, from my followers. When I give talks, like it's all the time that people say, well, I want to do this business, but I'm not going to do it because first I want to get my degree in business. First, I want to be a lawyer and get some legal experience so that I can defend myself if something happens. I'm like, are you crazy? Do you know how much money and time law school takes and becoming a lawyer? Just do create a business, make a lot of money in business, and then you can pay a great attorney. So I would say just go the most direct path you can find towards your goal, because if you try to make all these, it's not excuses, or you think this can help me or this can help me, you go all over the place, you'll never get to your goal. So I just would say stay laser focused, and that applies to the real startups as well as online programs such as Crypto Academy. It's really just focusing on this month, meaning what can I accomplish this month? How much further can I push this venture in the next 30 days, rather than living in fucking la la land and thinking, oh, 5 years we're gonna have this big ass mansion where all we're gonna work in, and we're gonna 1,000 employees, and we're gonna be a global corporation, and I'm gonna give talks at the UN next to Bono, and I don't know, I'm making this stuff up, but some people, they just live up here, where they have all these glorious goals they want to accomplish, but never follow up on the short term, right? So make sure that your short term, meaning this quarter, this month, today, is reflective of the goals that you envision. Because all too often you spend all this time making amazing plans, and you have all these goals in your head, but there's no follow-up. There's no footing in reality. All right, let's see, next one. Is it possible for anyone to achieve the results with no or limited spend? Yes, as I explained. If so, low, how long will it take me to achieve your results? Again, you can do it in 30 days. Only disclaimer, full on, I do have a lot of social media, well, less than Ty, obviously, but I still got 80,000 followers on social media at this point. So that helped, full disclaimer. But still, I'm sure, if you have a certain skill, so maybe I don't know, maybe you don't have it, but the business you work for have it, So it doesn't matter. Maybe you don't make 5 figures in 30 days, but you can make a couple $1,000s in 30 days, which I think most of you will be happy with. And the second lesson out of that is take time to build your personal brand. Personal brand pays. There's value in it. So don't wait till I've been building my personal brand since 2015. I haven't sold a single thing. I haven't sold a single thing for 2 years. So I've been building it with 0 ROI, but I knew that, hey, one day I'm sure it's going to come in handy. So definitely work on your personal brand, and if you don't have one yet, you can still make it work using what you have, meaning your Facebook, your Quora, your Twitter, and so on. What did you do different? Okay, I think I answered that. Hi, Felix. I've purchased a few of Ty's trainings, and I'm getting stuck with trying to focus on one thing. My problem is that I desperately want to quit my job ASAP. I love learning, but I'm trying to find the shortest route to quit my job. Then I'll have so much more time to work on the trainings that I've already purchased. Starting a business and earning $6,000 in 30 days would be ideal for me. Is my plan right, or am I making things worse? Thanks, Sam Davis. All right. Oh, okay. A couple things about that. First of all, I think there's no reason why you can't do these programs or start the next thing while you're still working the job. just case in point, like, well, I can use my own example. Just like we have so much human capability, we have so much time in the day. So even if you sleep healthy 8 hours, there's 16 hours in your day. Full-time job, 8 hours, and that doesn't, and not even on the weekend, you know. So you get 8 hours left. What are you doing in those 8 hours? Maybe, you know, I don't know, your family, friends, and that takes up 4 hours. You still got 4 hours. So leverage those 4 hours and do as much as possible as you can. And it's not going to be easy. You know, you have to hustle for the first month or so until you can get enough money where you can quit that job. You know, I was a full-time college student when I was also full-time CEO of a fully funded a fully investor-funded startup. All the while, you know, still running my personal brand, still writing books, still doing trading, still doing plenty of other stuff. So there's a lot more time than you think you have. But what I would suggest is, you know, just like focus on the actual actions, because you can do it in 30 days. And the $6,000 is not the real goal you need to get towards. I mean, sure, that will be ultimate, that will be great to have. But for now, I think your goal should be looking at the numbers of how much money is my current job earning me. And if it's 6,000, then okay, you got a decently paid corporate job. But I think most people in this course probably are still like, you know, my age, or a little bit younger, and you know, in that age, generally make what, like $2,000, $1,500 a month. You know, so it's a lot lower bar to hit. So if you can say, for example, hey, all I need is one social media client that pays me $2,000 a month, and I can say goodbye to this job, and then use that money to focus full time on it. That should be your goal. So, you know, get away from thinking about, oh, I need to become a millionaire by the end of 2017. Get away from thinking I need to be making, you know, high 5 figures by the end of the month. Like, these are all awesome goals. But if you're still working a job, then make your very first goal to be out of that job ASAP. And the best way to do so is to identify how much money you're making with the job, and then find a way to replicate that doing the things you actually want to be doing. That should be a goal. And from then you can scale up, you know. So you quit your job, you make it $2,000 from your one client, great. But now you've got all this time where you can take it from $2,000 a month to getting 3 clients at the same, and now you're making the 6,000. From there on, I encourage you to keep multiplying, because you can go way up from there. Let's see. Next question. Hi, Felix. Can we copy your route and be making 45 figures in 30 days? Yes, you can. However, you need some kind of unique skill. Obviously, not everybody can sell courses on trading. I've been trading for over 5 years. I've been giving talks about trading. I've been making a ton of money off trading. I've been living off trading. So you need to have, you know, the ethos needs to be there. So perhaps instead of trading, maybe you are a pro guitar player. I don't know, maybe you create a course on playing guitar. In that case, yes, you can replicate it. So the main idea is that you need to have some kind of unique skill set. Either you or the business you're helping with social media. So use that unique value proposition, and there's no question you can do that in 30 days. No question at all. Again, the only other factor beyond my unique set of skills and talents is also, you know, the following I already have. But you can compensate that with more hustle, meaning, for example, me writing more articles on Quora, or spending a little bit more money on ads. There's always ways around it. Let's see what platform talking about. 15 minutes ago. Not sure what this question refers to, but the platform I started. So the cryptoacademy.us is the main case study we talked about right now, where I teach people how to trade cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum for profit. Let's see. I'm looking forward to live call. Thank you. Awesome. Is it true that people have to see the ads 12 to 21 times before making a purchase and taking actions? What's the difference between ensuring that the people that you are targeting with your ads are interested in your product versus being annoyed and irritated by your product? Would this be done so by chance to be able to opt in versus opt out of receiving notifications of the product? Great question. So there's different ways you can retarget with your pixel. So for example, sometimes I target people with, so I have different ads for different events, meaning if somebody just visit my website, they'll probably see ads where I'll show them, hey, I created a free 7-day program. You can download it now. Awesome. You know, now some of these people will click the ad and will join the free program. Now I can run a different set of ads that only people see that's showing the free program. And that's what's called, pixel targeting, that you can create different events on different places on your website. So if then I can show people, for example, hey, I hope you've been enjoying the free program. I have a special discount just for you. And using these different levels, you can sort out the people that care and the people that don't. So an easy way to do this, if you have a huge email list, maybe put some link in there where you provide some value, and then put a pixel on that website so that only people who open your email and who click the link see those ads. Because this way, there's a pretty high chance they're interested in what you have to offer, because generally, we don't open emails of things we don't care about, and we definitely don't click links in emails of things we don't care about. So that's an effective strategy. How effective is the reversal discount? Once you get people complaining about the price and how much it will cost in the future, I mean, I understand that it will encourage them to take action right away, but does it work? Oh, it absolutely works. I've been making sales every single week. But the way you go about it is that instead of starting at the top, so for example, my course is going to cost $1,000. Instead, I said, okay, we're going to launch at $250. The next week it goes up, and it goes up, it goes up, goes up, goes up, goes up. And it's some people, they were interested since 250, but then they didn't get in until 400. And it just got to the point where like they were biting themselves, because they was like, damn it, I could have gotten in $150 cheaper, but I'm not going to wait any longer. So they get in. And I think it's an awesome system, because honestly, it rewards the people that get in early. Because I think the other system where you charge the first customers pay full price, and then some stupid day comes around and you do 50% off, then you basically punish the people that got in early. So I like it, and I've seen other people that use the system too. Let me refresh real quick and see if there's new questions. Yes, there's a couple. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Is your course more about teaching how to trade cryptocurrencies or about how to manage other people's cryptocurrency portfolios? That's an odd question. No, if you manage other people's cryptocurrency portfolios, you should know how to trade cryptocurrencies. So what my course teaches is how to both trade cryptocurrencies, like if you want to be a day trader or swing trader, like do it actively and make a lot of money on the swings. But I also teach how to invest. So perhaps you want to be more hands-on. Maybe you're busy with your social media marketing agency, but you know the potential in Bitcoin and you just want to put some money in it. So my course will teach how to properly time, get right in at the right time, and find the ones that will outperform the whole market. So the course really teaches you everything you need to know, from fundamental analysis to technical analysis to explaining you what the hell Bitcoin and cryptos even are and how the blockchain works, all the way to trading strategies and trading psychology, and creating a trading plan that will allow you to consistently make profits, using your own psychology, using your own personality type, since it's one of the biggest mistakes trading teachers make is that they just force you to do it their way, but everyone is a little different. So I teach people to develop their own style, which I think is key to becoming a profitable trader. Okay, run through how you'd apply this to an Amazon product. Awesome. Okay. Now I hope, so for this to relate, the product has to be new, right? Because we're talking about product launches here. If you start selling water bottles on Amazon, I can't really help you unless it's a new type of water bottle that has some special skills. I don't know. No, so when it comes to launching a product on Amazon, which I did with my book, since my book launched on Amazon, it's still the same strategy applies. So while you're creating the product or while you're setting things up, maybe with FBA, you let people know that you're going to do this. You get them engaged in it. You show them, what the product's all about, what it's capable of, how it will make their life better. Because look, people don't just buy things because, oh, it's nice to have. They buy it because it gives them some kind of result. So phase one, you find out. So same system. Phase one, do people actually need this Amazon product? Yes or no? Yes, awesome. Let's go to phase two. If you create your own product, then involve them in the creation process. If you're not creating it, but much rather go through Alibaba and do some, drop shipping, then start talking about the product at least, and show them, like maybe you get your first samples, you're excited, you show off on stories and so on. And this way, And then maybe even do like swipe up. Say like, look, this is my cool new product. I just got the first samples. If you want in on this, swipe up right now, and I'll let you know when it first comes out because we'll have a limited supply. Because you can do that. You don't have to mass ship to Amazon. You can just say like, hey, we'll only have 100 units, and that way create some FOMO. Now, with books, I know you can do discounts. I don't know how that works with drop shipping. I personally haven't done drop shipping, but perhaps you can say, look, for the first 24 hours, we're going to have a lower price, or we're going to give you discount codes. So that could be an incentive for people to join the email list, and you can use the reverse discount the same way. So let's say I want to start selling Yeti microphones on Amazon. Like if this was my invention, let's say. I could say, look, my ultimate price for this thing is going to be $200, but my break-even point is $100. So perhaps on launch day, I'm going to sell these for $125. Then the next week, it's going to be $150. Then the next week, it's going to be $175. The main thing, though, and the reason behind the reverse discount is also products really take off when people talk about them and when they're in the hands of people. Because one of the easiest marketing things for me is if people are in my course and people succeed. Same thing goes for the Yeti microphone. If some influencers pick them up and they start using them, or if some business people start buying the Yetis and everybody using them, they're like, damn, this thing is awesome. They start writing reviews about it. They tell their friends about it. By the time the word of mouth picks up, the reverse discounts have already hit your max point. So you're getting all this free marketing essentially while having made money. And at that point, it will really take off and you'll sell things at the right price. So this fully applies to Amazon products as well. You just have to tweak it a little bit. Let's see, best strategies and point of focus for pre-marketing phase. I would say it depends on you. So two things. It depends on you and it depends on your product. So I would go where your audience is the largest and where the audience segment overlaps most with your product. So, for example, if you want to sell beauty products, I don't think Twitter is the best spot, even if you have a ton of Twitter followers, so there might be a conflict there. However, let's say beauty products on Instagram, great, same thing with like Instagram, Snapchat. You can, like, when we go back to the dentist example, you can show off the differences in the teeth and so on. It's visual, So I would just put your focus wherever the audience is the biggest and where the audience overlaps the most. So with me, I've got a pretty big Instagram following, so I've just been posting a ton on Instagram. I've been automating most of Twitter. I've been making a few posts, whatever is natural. But I would just, I would test them all and see where the conversion is the biggest. So an easy way to do this is to have that pre-launch product. So for example, with me, where I had the Bitcoin 101 guide, like the free PDF. And then I use different links for different platforms. And this way I can track, okay, so, I made a post on Instagram, I made a post on Twitter, I made a post on LinkedIn, I made a post on Quora, blah, blah, blah. Where did I get the most leads from? Where did I get the most traffic from? And then if you see, wow, look, let's say LinkedIn just blew, it was horrible, but Instagram, damn, that gave me like 100 leads. Now you know where to put your effort and time and money. So I would just, the thing when it comes to marketing is never go off assumptions, but always test everything. So you simply test. You try to find out, you let everyone know across everyone's social media, and then wherever you get the most, bang for your buck, that's where you're going to put your focus. So maybe, for example, for me, like Instagram has been outperforming almost everything else. So 90% of my focus and effort goes on Instagram, so there's nothing wrong with that. You just, play your cards. Yeah. And then honestly, you can DM me about this on Instagram. I'm more than happy to give a more specific answer depending on, what you're trying to sell. But the question is too generic since the strategy and the approach is unique for every kind of product or service that you're offering. What is the difference between Wix and WordPress? Not much. WordPress is used by a lot more. It's kind of the standard of the internet is the point. I think 75% of the web are powered by WordPress, something like that. Wix is fine too. They both help you build websites. No real what's it called? No real opinion on them in that sense. Let's see. Do you need to spend much money to start an online business? And depending on that, how long does it take to get results? I mean, I kind of answered that question. It really depends on you. Do you need to spend some money? Of course. So like, don't be cheap. Like, if you plan to make 5 figures, you can't tell me that you're not willing to spend a couple $100. That's not how the world works. You know, like, yes, you could bootstrap your way through so many things. You can hack your way into so many things, like do your own logos, create your own website. But for example, don't cheap out on getting a proper domain for $10. Like, don't have like a .wordpress.com that doesn't make you look professional. Same thing, you know, like, yes, if you want to charge people $500 for a product, then maybe you should be willing to invest $50 into retargeting ads. So, I mean, depending on what your expectations are, I think you need to also keep in check the things you need to be contributing. And that also applies to production. Because look, for example, like, I invested like $2,000 into buying myself some new nice recording equipment, you know, from the big like the big studio lights to a nice new like Canon 80D with shotgun microphone and like a proper stand and like backdrop and like blah blah blah. Like, I bought myself a bunch of stuff before I ever sold the course. But like, look, if I'm going to charge, I want to charge professional amounts of money for it, so I need to provide a professional level product. So you can't come with like grimy, horrible looking webcam videos and then charge people like a fortune for it. So I think act in the way you want to be treated. Let's see, there's a ton of new questions. Wow, okay. There we go. Most important thing in pre-marketing. Okay, I think I answered this question mostly. Just most important, okay, we can keep it simple. I'm not gonna tell you what platform because that depends on you. But the most important thing in pre-marketing is storytelling. People need to know why you're creating this product, why you are the person to provide that product or service, and how it will change their life or their situation. That's it. Pre-marketing is not buy my shit, buy my shit, buy my shit, please join my newsletter. It's all about like with me, for example, like, look, this is why Bitcoin will change the world. This is why Bitcoin is not in a bubble, or this is how you can benefit from it. And like, here's a guy, like, have you been curious about it? Well, no problem. Here's a guide. This should give you some good oversight. Oh no, I'm not charging anything for it. So like, it's like value, 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 value. It's making them realize why they should care. That's what pre-marketing is all about. And that applies to everything. You know, as I said, I've launched everything from music to books to apparel to tech. It's all about telling that story of, you know, why people should care. And that's really the narrative people sometimes forget nowadays in marketing. They just focus so much on, you know, ads, and their ads are literally just like, hey, buy my shit. That's not how it works. Like, just think about yourself. Ty is an amazing marketer. He knows how to do things. He's not hitting you up all the time like, go buy my course. Instead, you know he knows what he's doing. You trust, you know, because like he's practicing what he preaches. So that's what it's all about. How much is your program? Well, glad you asked. As I mentioned, it changes every week. So actually till October 1st, it's still only $500. And then October 1st, it's doubling. Because I've been having such great response to the program that there's no more reason why I should be discounting it that hard. So, and you know, I've gotten the social proof, as I said, you know, so that's the whole reason I did the reverse discounts, because I wanted people to join in. Now I've got plenty of people. So right now, $500 in, what is it, in a week, it's going to be $1,000. Although I will have a subscription option as well, which I think will be around $200 a month. But look, this is recorded, so in the future the numbers might be way different, probably definitely higher. But for now, $500, and you own it for life. How do you do this when you're on employment insurance? I have no idea. Maybe you can enlighten me. Look, I hustled really hard in college so that I wouldn't have to get a job. So I don't know. I came out of college being CEO of a fully funded company. I don't know what the rules with employment insurance are. This might sound really stupid. It might sound really cool, but like, yeah, that's just my situation. Last time I had a job was like maybe, I don't know, 2015, 2013. Yeah. Like back in 13, I worked like minimum wage in a warehouse where I earned my money that I used for trading. But I didn't know, I don't know what kind of rules there are if they prevent you from starting an online business. Maybe you can enlighten me. But I honestly, if there are some rules, you are too small of a fish for them to care and to come after like, hey, you started an online business while you were on employment insurance. I don't know if that's a thing, but if it is, I don't think they care. I really don't. So just do your thing, and should it become an issue, hopefully at that point you can be like, that's fine with me. I quit because my online business is killing it. Let's see, how could you position this towards pitching social media marketing, paid advertising service to new clients door to door? I have one client that I'm trying to acquire more. I'm having a tough time with door to door pitching. So my biggest question is, why door to door? That is a very odd way, in my opinion. Just because you're the guy that's telling the world online is where it's at. Online is how you can make money. I can find you all these clients using social media. You're going to door. So that is very contradicting, you know? So I think you could have an easier time using online reach out. Now, granted, if you want to use door to door in the sense that you're hitting up all the old moms and pops that don't know about social media, and you're trying to meet them on their ground, okay, makes sense. Let's see. So since it's not a product launch, but what I could imagine, how you can utilize some of these techniques. So obviously the reverse discount, if you just launch your social media marketing agency, you could say, look, usually we charge $5,000, $10,000, $2,500, whatever the number is that you aspire a month. But because it's launch month, this week I'm only charging you, let's say, $1,000. Now, if you wait too long, next week it's going to be $1,250. So this will give them some incentive. Because look, that's the thing with launching. All it's really about is getting people in the door, because it's almost like, can I find an example? Nightclub, perfect. Yeah, the nightclub example. We always use it in product launches. When you go out at night and you see a nightclub and it's dead empty, is it a good club or is it a bad club? It's probably a bad club. If you see a nightclub where the line is all the way out, is it a good club or is it a bad club? It's probably a good club. Now, are you more willing to go into the empty club where you can go straight in, or are you going to go into the club where you have to wait in line? Probably the one where you have to wait in line. Now, how do they do that? If you've ever gone to a lot of nightclubs or worked in the nightclub industry, you'll know that what they generally do is like, hey, ladies or everyone drinks free till 11 p.m. or till midnight. So there's again, it's kind of like the reverse discount. It's like, right now, you can get it for free. Right now, you can drink cheaper in a week, or in the nightclub business, in an hour, it's going to cost you more. And then maybe at midnight, the price go up even more. So they use these strategies. And that's how you create demand. Because the same thing will apply to your social media marketing business. If you walk up to your first client and they ask you, oh, so who else do you work with? Well, I just started. You'll be my first client. Doesn't vibe as well. So instead, your focus really is just to get people in the door, get people waiting in line. So you get your first client, even if it's at a fucking 50% discount. Now you're working with them. Now you walk to client number 2, and he asks you, so who else are you working with? Oh, I actually work with dentist Jim over there, or I work with the barbershop over there. Like, okay, I know this guy. He seems like a decent fella. Okay. Oh, you're giving me a 50% discount only this week? Okay, fine, I'll do it, Or maybe he said, okay, maybe he'll wait, and the next week he bites because like, damn it already went up $250. The kid's serious, because so many people say, oh, I'm charging $1,000, but it's going to go up next week, or it's going to go up very, very soon. It never goes up. It's just fucking talk. But if you can show them that the price goes up, that you're about your word, I think once, because I've sold courses every single week, but I think there was one short period where I didn't sell a course, but I still raise the prices because, like, look, I don't care. Prices are going up. Maybe people are just busy or broke, but I will always raise prices. So, yeah, I would just like, your focus is creating that demand, and you can use it with the reverse discount. And so, as I said in the first section of the video, reverse discount, social proof, practice what you preach, key. And then if you want to get away from door to door, use the social media funnels. Start contributing Quora, Medium, LinkedIn, how you can utilize social media to get clients in the door, to be more successful with your business. Become a thought leader in that space. And that will drive some clients as well, because somebody will read it. Maybe it's a small business owner and be like, damn, this kid knows what he's talking about. I'm actually launching a product right now. Maybe he can help me. So that's what it's all about. And you know, what I did when I first started consulting, because I did social media marketing before it was cool, like 2 years ago or 3 years ago. And what I did is I figured, look, if I can't get a first client because they don't see a track record, I'm going to make myself the track record. So I applied all I knew on my personal profiles. Hence, I now have a bunch of followers, you know, so people see, hey, this guy knows what he's talking about. If he's able to get thousands of followers, then he could probably help our real big business get even more followers. So look, it's all about, again, I'll repeat it because you need to actually do this: reverse discount, social proof, practice what you preach, and creating those social funnels. Let's see, up next. Do you have any advice on how to apply this method to the SMMA in terms of applying it to the law firm niche? I'm almost done with completing this program, and I'm just about ready to go out and start prospecting and selling my services to local law firms that need my service. How do you determine whether or not clients can afford your services? Do you just go about by auditing their businesses and checking the total gross revenues, or is there some other technique? So the best way, in my opinion, to go about this is to find out how much they charge a client. So if you know that, look, the average client makes this law firm, I don't know, $10,000, then there's no reason why you couldn't charge them, let's say, $2,500 a month. Because look, you can say, all I have to do is bring you in one client a month, and I will 4x your money. It's a no-brainer, right? And so the way that what I just taught you applies is, I mean, you can apply some of the concepts for your own marketing, but I think what's also important is that you guys take this stuff away and use it for your clients, because you guys don't have product launches like that, but your clients probably do. So maybe the law firm offers a new service where they provide some like introductory advisory for small businesses or for startups, you know, like basic ways to get them in the door. And that's a product or service that you can form a product launch around. And, you know, if you take away what I taught here today, you can be really good at these product launches and charge a ton of money for them. So what I taught you today is less about you getting the client, but much rather killing it for your clients, which will then translate in you being able to charge more money, in you getting better word of mouth, and them saying, this kid just like helped me have a crazy product launch, you should hire him. So that's a way to look at it, in my opinion. Let's see. Hi, Felix. Good day. Do you provide trading signals? Also, what trading platform do you trade with? Thank you, Shlomo. What's up, Shlomo? Yeah, so it's kind of trading signals. It's kind of part of being an academy. I have a Facebook group where I always provide, where I always show like what trades I'm taking, where I give analysis, and we also have a weekly live trading room where it's called Crypto Trader Live. It's part of Crypto Academy, where I review the entire cryptocurrency market. We look at the top 10 cryptos like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dash, NIM, Ripple, Bitcoin Cash, you name them. And we identify which will be the best trades to take this week. And week after week, my trades have been outperforming the market. So my students have been doing extraordinarily well. And we predicted that the market was going to top at 5,000 as it did. Then I told them that, look, it looks kind of iffy. I would stay out right now. Market dropped all the way to 3,000. I told them, look, 3,000 is going to be the bottom. Get in. People got in at 3,000. It's going up to 4,000. So, you know, the proof is in the pudding, you could say, or, you know, it's the results speak for themselves. So while at this stage I don't provide like text signals like, hey, buy Bitcoin, because it's a little shady. I'm not into that stuff, but I do provide full analysis every single week where we review everything, and it will be really awesome for you to kind of get a feel of what trades are best to take. Next question: what is the best platform and way to sell short PDF books, information articles? To sell. I mean, you can make it pretty simple. I mean, people use ClickFunnels. For the course, I use Kajabi, which is amazing. But if it's just selling a PDF book, I think you can like bootstrap that a lot more and just use WordPress with a plugin for PayPal. Like I sold some of my actual fiction books of Dark Age using just like WordPress and PayPal. Works pretty easily, and you can automate it. I would just look, Google is your friend. I mean, that question tells me that Google is your friend. Just type in, selling PDFs online or platforms to sell PDFs online, and you'll find plenty of review blog posts probably that will compare and contrast 5 different options you have. Again, what I used for the course is Kajabi, and what it basically allows you is to create a landing page for the opt-in. It allows you to create a full course pages. It allows you to do affiliate marketing, and it allows so much. And it's just all in one, which I liked. Now let me refresh real quick once more, and I think soon we have to wrap up too. So if you have any last question, hit me with them fast. Thank you. Okay, awesome. So I've had this idea of making an Instagram called Standing Joe. Basically, it's going to coffee shops and incorporating handstands with coffee because I love coffee and I'm good at handstands. So I plans to build a massive following, then sell t-shirts and coffee mugs. What's your opinion on my idea? Wait, okay. It's going to coffee shops incorporating handstands with coffee because I love coffee and I'm good at handstands. Honestly, I'm a little confused here. I don't know if you're going to go into Starbucks and do a handstand and take a picture and post on Instagram. If that's the idea, then go for it. I mean, I don't know. I'm a little confused here. But the merch business is obviously thriving, as you can tell by the Paul brothers, Jake and Logan there, just pushing the merch every single day. So if you can create a good personal brand, merch will always sell. All right, last question. It's a longer, haha. That was a great answer. The second half of your answer was kind of what I was looking for, but it just clicked when you said you're the person telling people you can find them clients online, yet you're walking around going door to door. You need to hear that. I need to focus on my personal Facebook ad campaigns. I might utilize the reverse discount method, maybe something along the lines of every new client I get, I'm charging more and more. Looking for a new client this week. My first client is going to be 1K a month. Right now, the price is $1,000 for my next client. Perfect. Yes, exactly. Dude, I'm glad you mentioned this because this is huge. That's what I always did. So the fun fact, I started because I've been trading for 5 years, obviously, and back in college, like some of my friends hit me up like, hey, can you teach me how to? And the funny thing is, I didn't know how to price it. Sure, I could have said, I'm going for $1,000 a month. I'm going to teach you how to trade. But I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to, I started super easy. I was like, look, for 30, this is going to be crazy. But I think for $35 a week, I would coach them for like 3 hours. So I almost coached trading at minimum wage, but this was like years ago. And then I was like, okay, my next client or my next student then was $50. Then was instead of $35 a week, it was $35 an hour. And the next client was $50 an hour. And the next one was $100 an hour. And like it just kept going up because look, it's some people, they're too, they think like knowing your worth goes 2 ways. Yes, it's important to know your worth and charge enough, but it's also important to know your worth and not overcharge because there's so many people that think, oh, like I'm not going to do this for no less than $5,000 a month. Yet you work minimum wage for $1,000 a month. Like that makes no sense at all. So I would just start as low as you need to get in the door. Again, back to the nightclub example. Get some people online. Get some people in that club so like people know like, hey, this business is thriving. And then, all right, first person in, now you can make more. 1,250, perfect. You got a second client at 1,250, test the waters. Let's see, 1,500. And at this point, there's no reason to go down. Unless you mess up with your clients, you can always go up from there. And probably at some point, you'll face resistance. But then again, if you increase, let's say, by 250 a person, that's 4 per 1,000. So if you make it to 5,000, that is roughly, oh, God, math right now. But yeah, you're probably like 16 clients deep at that point once you hit 5,000 a client. That means you have a ton of experience also, which means at this point you're not just going for the $1,000 clients, but much rather you're going for the big clients, right? Maybe you start getting into some Fortune 500 companies which can pay you 10K a month. So definitely use that. The main goal with the social media marketing agency is get started. I think there's way too many people that take these courses, and that includes my trading course. Some people take my trading course and they never trade. It's all about getting started. I don't care if we start trading with $100 or we start selling a social media package for $1,000. Just get started and work your way from there. So with that, I'm going to refresh one more time, see if there's any high quality questions. Otherwise, we're going to wrap this up. Yeah, so I'm going to wrap this up. I just want to thank you guys so much for joining me today. I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys got a lot of value out of this, of how I create a crypto academy in 1 month, from literally launch it, from idea, people wanting it, to creating it, to launching it, to 5 figures in the bank. I hope you found value in it. And if you have any questions, you can always reach me on Instagram, Felix_Hartmann. It should be in the video as well as on Twitter, Felix O. Hartmann. Always happy to answer any and all questions and engage. And yeah, so if you have any questions about the product launch or crypto trading, any of that stuff, hit me up and I would love to talk to you soon. Anyways, thanks so much for joining, and I hope you found value in this. Take care.